Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Dimmitt Chevrolet in Clearwater, Florida, because guess what? We have one of the top selling sedans of all time. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2023 Toyota Camry. This is an SE trim, but guess what? This is a special one. This is the Nightshade Edition. But before we get into this mid-size go-to sedan that's been so popular for so long, let's talk about what's going on here. The Camry, it's been around since the 1970s, if you could believe that. That's the same decade that the Honda Accord came out. Both of those vehicles have been competition for one another. Now, even though the landscape has changed in the auto industries where we have tons of crossover SUVs, now we have electric vehicles making their mark, the sedan segment seems to be dwindling. But the Camry is still going on strong. Now, yes, the wind is picking up. The weather is going to be turning soon, but this vehicle I felt was worth it to bring to you because of it being a special edition and because of the new Camry for 2024 coming, all new generation. So what I want to do is I want to find out, do you go new generation Camry or do you go Honda Accord, or should you go with this special Nightshade edition of the 2023 Camry? Let's go ahead. The sirens are going off in my head about this is going to be a good one. So let's go ahead and find out which way you should go. Right off the bat, I love the color. This darker blue just really accentuates the lines of the current gen Camry. At the front of the business, you're going to get a little bit of a mixed bag on lighting. You have LED daytime running lamps, LED projector beam headlights, but we got the old-fashioned Thomas Edison light bulbs. So that is a zonk. The other major zonk are these massive fake vents. I wish that they did something like Volkswagen did with the GTI and put some small LED fog lamps in there, or make it functional. One of the two. It looks good, it just doesn't do anything. Now you'll notice on the SE trim, you do have the black splitter extension that extends out. And then as we come across the front grille, same thing. Large open mouth, flat black, functional at the middle and the top corners. I love the way it's got that dip of color match blue and then that Toyota badge in the center. And this has been a big talking point. We have shown you the 2024 Toyota Corolla, and the big question is, do you like this style better or do you like the redesign? Let me know in the comment section. I'll leave the review of the new Camry in the end of this video so that you could really compare them for yourself. Now, as we come up, you got that nice arrow work, smooth shape hood, just a little bit of a bulge that kind of extends and then disappears as you get towards the windshield. And my favorite part is as we come around the bend here, I'm loving these bronze colored wheels. This is part of the Nightshade package. This color with the bronze wheels look absolutely fantastic. 19-inch wheel, 235 on the width, 40 series sidewall. Of course, this is a front-wheel drive Camry, but you can still get your Camry all-wheel drive if you choose to do so. But let me know how you feel about the color of the wheel. I think it looks stupendous. Now, with this being an SE trim, it's a sportier trim. It is the base one out of the two. There's SE and there's XSE. This one does have some sportier tuned suspension. Well, other than that, it's the package with the wheels and the colors that they use. Now, as we come down the side of the vehicle, gloss black on your mirror caps. You do have your turn signals, really slim. We have gloss black top and bottom, color matched on the door handles, and I like the side skirt extension. It really gives it a nice little extra sporty touch to it. No sunroof on this particular trim. Coming towards the rear, the big finishing crescendo is going to be this gloss black trunklet spoiler. And I love the way they blacked out all the badges. The Toyota badge, the Camry name. Still doing a clean job on the taillights, although you got the light bulbs in there for the turn signals. This fake vent, I've always been curious why this is here. If you know why in the comment section, let me know, but I am gonna zonk that. But on the lower portion, what I like is when you go SE, you're actually gonna get the staggered tip exhaust. So you have the stainless steel exhaust, staggered tip, and I really like the lower bumper diffuser area. There's a little bit of a twig there. Let me get that out of there. Love the lower bumper diffuser area Definitely ties in nicely with the front. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what the heck is powering our SE Camry. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod, but pretty much all the competitors have prop rods in the mid-size sedan segment. Underneath the hood is gonna be your standard base engine. What is it? It's a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated inline four. So what are we talking about when we're looking at overall power? So out of that 2.5 liter naturally aspirated inline four, you're basically looking at 202 horsepower, 182 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. The vehicle weighs around 3,400 pounds. 0 to 60 in about 7.6 seconds. Top speed is 135 miles per hour. MPGs is where you're gonna be the winner. 26 in the city, 34 on the highway. And you gotta remember, these engines are bulletproof. Interesting fact is that on the redesigned Camry, standard engine across all the trims is gonna be a hybrid setup, which gets you even better fuel economy. But if you don't want any electric motor underneath your hood, this is the last generation to make that happen. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this up and hear if it makes any sound. All right, guys, we're inside this 2023 Toyota Camry SE Nightshade Edition. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I totally forgot that Camry made this edition. I'm loving the color combination. I don't want an SUV. I want a sedan. How much is it? So MSRP for this particular one is right around $30,000. What we're going to find out, should you go with this one, the thing that you know, or should you wait for that new Camry or get a Honda Accord? Let's see what's the best choice. To the door panels. It's clean style. It's boring, but it's clean. Soft touch material. I like the silver trim. On the new Camry, it's night and day difference. And even the new Honda Accord, I think, has nicer door panels than what you see there. The good news is no gloss black. And the door pocket is a decent size to where easily you could get a beef and cheddar from Arby's, some horsey sauce, and a Dr. Pepper to wash it down. Going from the door panel to the dash, same thing. Clean style, soft touch, soft touch. I like the way they did this gray silver effect. There is some gloss black, but the good news is you're not really touching it here. You come on in, you get your standard infotainment system. It does have the older operating multimedia software, so it isn't as fancy as the new Camry is going to be, but it is an 8-inch, and it is that standard sort of iPad style setup to it. Very limited on the apps, but you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It's wired though, it's not wireless. You got your AC vents, dual climate control, which is nice. And then down below, check this out, I'm gonna move the shifter out of the way. You actually have your USB-A, a 12 volt, but then you have a place where you could put a couple Twinkies, at least 4, and then you could store more for later. So think about it, if you had 4 Twinkies, you gave 2 to a friend, you ate 2, you could say there's no more Twinkies, but you could put another 4 in that secret compartment, just for you. 2 cup holders, this is gonna control the CVT, transmission, Eco, Normal, and Sport, and then you have soft touch material on the armrest. Lift it up, more USBs, an A and a C, and you get enough room in here, I would say, for 6 bags of Big League Chew. You know, after you're done eating that horsey sauce on your beef and cheddar, you want to get some flavor, go ahead and have some Big League Chew. Soft-tex, that's what they call the material. Cloth in the center, nice bolstering. It is manual adjustments for the passenger, but the good news is for the driver, you have 8-way adjustable seats on this side. Why don't you come on over to this side? I want to show you behind the Toyota wheel in this Camry. All right, guys, business time. Behind the wheel, you do have your power seat control, real easy to get to. I like the way it's nice and simple, straightforward. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room in here, plenty of room. Steering wheel, Toyota does something weird. They use the same steering wheel for every model basically, except for the Super because that's made by, of course, BMW. But it's interesting how it's very straightforward. Flat black on all the buttons, not the sexiest horn button, but these are things that they changed on the new Camry. So you might want to go that route. You do have paddles for simulated gears, because this is a CVT, it doesn't have any gears in a CVT transmission. It's a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then I like the nice, simple, clean layout. You have those backlit LED gauges, analog tach, speedometer, coolant gauge, and fuel gauge. And then in the center there, you have that small 4.5 LED digital display that's full color, which is kind of nice. So that gives you all your readouts. Obviously, an SE does not have a head-up display, and I'm okay with that. But let's get into the back seat because I want to go for a drive in this Nightshade. All right, guys, in the back seat of this Nightshade. And what's great is with this being a mid-size sedan, plenty of room. I have not shrunk. Still the same size, 6 feet tall. I got plenty of room. Nice, large, padded pockets. And since this is the Nightshade, you could put your shades back here. Some Ray-Bans, maybe you got some Oakleys. We have our little Twinkie holder back here for 4 more Twinkies for the backseat passengers. And then, like I said, leg room is great, shoulder room. Pull the armrest down. Look at this. It's like a freaking trampoline, soft armrest with the 2 cup holders. Same style to the seats. But let's get in the trunk because I promise you, you could put your junk in this Camry. All right, guys, I'm glad sedans are not dead yet because guess what? You open up the trunk, nice, easy lift. You're gonna be greeted to almost 16 cubic feet of space. I love how low the cargo floor is. The rear seats do that 60-40 split, and it's easy to get the seats down because you just pull these levers and the seats fold down very easily. We also have a spare underneath the cargo liner, which is a nice touch, which seems to be disappearing each and every day. Less and less vehicles having spares. But why don't we go ahead, let's jump in, let's go on throttle and see how this SE Camry drives. All right, guys, we are in this 2023 Nightshade Camry SE trim. I decided to put the camera this way because I really wanted to showcase, since this is the last generation of this particular body style and interior, you know, just how Toyota got it really right. Very short reach to the infotainment system, nicely padded everywhere. The seats are super comfy. And then you have that more fuel-friendly 2.5 liter inline-4 with an 8-speed automatic, which we have those paddles that are nicely placed to go up and down the 8-speed automatic. But like I said, they really got this generation right, not only from style, but also with the way it drives. And I absolutely love this Nightshade trim. The 8-speed shifts very well. The 2.5 liter, it does get noisy when you go on throttle, but it is a 4-cylinder. Most 4-cylinders are gonna do that. But let's go ahead and go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. Drops down and we're off. But like I said, it actually feels faster than what the numbers, the 0 to 60 in about 7.6 seconds generate. Where you're really gonna be the winner is as you're passing up the gas stations because of how frugal it is with fuel. And then of course you could also go hybrid with this current generation of the Camry as well. But going down the road, especially with those little bit larger wheels and tires, it grips well, it drives very smoothly, and these seats are very comfy. They're the proper amount of comfort without feeling too soft, but also supportive without being hard like a piece of rock or wood. But going into the different modes, you do get a little bit different experience with the steering feel, the throttle sensitivity, and how the transmission and the engine behaves with one another. But cruising down the highway here, you are getting a little bit of wind noise, but everything else feels very buttoned up, well buttoned up in this Camry, as it should. The way everything is laid out, it makes sense. You got plenty of storage space. And remember, the real benefit of a sedan over an SUV is you have the lower center of gravity. So this car is gonna ride better, and it's gonna handle a lot better than an SUV. And you're really gonna get some attention with the particular color of this Nightshade Edition. It really, really pops nicely. But it's not too flashy like a bright, bright blue. That's what I like about it. But when you want to pass, it's very easy. Even with the 2.5 liter, you just get on throttle, 8-speed drops down, and we're off. Visibility out the front is fantastic. Visibility out the back, it's good. It's not awesome because you do have those large headrests for the rear seat passengers. As you heard the beep, you have lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring. It's the Toyota Sensing 2.5 safety system. But we're gonna see how this vehicle handles. We're gonna go into this left-hand bend here underneath the overpass. This is usually a good test, especially on a front-wheel drive vehicle. But everything feels good. I mean, look at this. Nice. On throttle. Gets the power down and we're off. You still have the availability of this last generation of the V6. So that is also an option as well. But I really feel like these 2.5 liter inline 4 engines are tried and true. And you could just pour the mileage on them very, very easily, and you're gonna have a reliable vehicle for a long time. But going down the highway, even with the little sportier tuned suspension, it doesn't shake your internal organs, and it just feels good. But I'm hoping that this has been a nice, quick overall review of what the Camry's bringing. Like I said, getting to the infotainment system well within reach. It's very simple. I like simple, and the fact that you have things like dual climate are just those extra boxes to check off. But I hope that this has been a good overall review. We're gonna get back to Dimmitt Chevrolet and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. Yeah, it's been another great day, windy day, but a great day here at Dimmitt Chevrolet. Definitely gotta thank Raheel, Eli, and the rest of the crew getting us access to this 2023 Camry SE Nightshade. Let me know what you think. Are you going this gen Camry? Are you gonna wait for the new gen Camry? Or are you just gonna split the difference and go get yourself a Honda Accord? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ladies Rides family. Of course, we need to give it up to Stephen Flood Photography, working that camera like a champ. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.